Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today it's the 1981 Susan B. Anthony dollar from the United States of America. We have the four of them that they made here, and I should also add that there's a couple different types. There's actually a Type 1 and a Type 2 of this 1981 Susan B. Anthony in the proof coin version. So let's take a look at what we've got here. And we'll magnify it up, and we'll see up here there's a D there, and that's for the Denver Mint. At the Denver Mint in 1981, they made $3.25 million. That's right, only $3 million. What? It's hard to believe that they would only make $3 million of a circulating United States coin. But what happened was they made so many hundreds of millions of prior to this in 1979 and 1980 that they didn't need any more. But they wanted to kind of keep the series going, so they put these out anyway. And if we look at this one over here, we see there's a P, the lowest mintage of a Philadelphia Mint coin, perhaps ever, 3 million. So they only made 3 million of these Philadelphia Susan B. Anthony's, and you can get some pretty expensive ones, and we'll talk about that as we go through. Down here, this one has an S on it, but nowadays we all think that S comes from the San Francisco Mint, and it's a proof coin. This one is a San Francisco Mint circulating coin. At the San Francisco Mint, for circulating coins, they made $3.5 million. They actually made more San Franciscos than they did Denver's or Philadelphia's. And then finally, this is one of the proof coin versions right here, and you can tell by the shine on this one it's a proof coin. It's a Susan B. Anthony proof version. This came out in a Type 1 and a Type 2 and has two different S's on it. And you can see this S here. This is essentially the clear S. There is a blockish S on here also. At the San Francisco Mint for proof coins, they made 4 million versions. So they made more proof coins than they did Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco circulating coins individually. So the highest mintage for 1981 was the proof version, which you could only get in a proof set. Well, let's talk about these, starting with the Philadelphia coin right here. The Philadelphia Susan B. Anthony dollar. This was the third year. These have a reeded edge. I don't know if you can tell that from the side, but from the top you clearly can. It's a copper nickel clad copper over copper nickel clad copper on the back and a full copper center in the middle. It's Susan B. Anthony facing to the right. In God We Trust is under her chin, Liberty above her head, and we see that there's 2, 4, 6, 7 stars on this side, 2, 4, 6 stars on this side. That's 13 stars for the original 13 colonies. And if we tip it up right a little bit right here, we see an F and a G there right under the collar of her shirt, and that is of her blouse, and that's for Frank Gasparo, the engraver of this coin. And then way down at the bottom we see a 1981 for the year, and over here we see a P for Philadelphia. That's the mint mark. Most of the coins you've ever seen lately have a mint mark over on this side or perhaps underneath. The oldest ones had them on the back, but once in a great while, and this Susan B. has it way over here. Kind of hard to find a mint mark if you don't know where it is. If we tip this coin over, you see it's the eagle landing on the moon. United States of America at the top, E pluribus unum here, $1, and the eagle is a sign of power and strength for the United States, and the olive branch that the eagle is holding is a sign of peace worldwide. So this is the eagle landing on the moon, and you can see the craters of the moon here. If we tip it up a little bit more, and then way up over the eagle's shoulder, you can actually see the Earth. And for some reason, the United States of America is, in a little bit of Central and South America, is all you can see on the Earth. Of course, the United States of America is not the biggest part of the, it doesn't take up this much space on the planet, but it does on our coin. And you'll notice that it's very faded and not very good shape. This is not a great stamp. In fact, if you look for these Susan B. Anthony coins, you will not find one that's over a mint state 68 ever. They just didn't make great versions of coins that year. And you see this has this border around the outside and this border around the front side also, and sometimes the border comes really close to the edge, sometimes it comes far, and there's actually some versions of the Susan B. Anthony coin where there's a lot of space between the date and the edge, not on this version. The best Philadelphia coin that they've found so far is a Mint State 68. They found 21 of them, and those are worth $1,500. Again, this is the lowest mintage Philadelphia coin perhaps ever. And then we get over here and we get the Denver Mint coin, and you can see that D there. Everything else will be the same except for the D for Denver. At the Denver Mint they made $3.25 million. The auction record is $2,938 for a Mint State 68 at the Heritage Auctions. And presently the highest price through NGC grading service is about $1,000 for a Mint State 68, and they've found 2 of them. Finally, they made this as a circulating coin at the San Francisco Mint, and you can see that beautiful S right there. And let's look at that. It almost looks like it has dollar signs down in the middle of it, little tiny bit filled. At the San Francisco Mint regular strike or business strike coins, they made $3.5 million, and this is where you'll find your money. There is a San Francisco Mint coin, one of them ever, Mint State 67 plus, that somebody spent $21,600 for in 2022. So huge price on that. And to compare it with the Mint State 65, or regular version of the coin, the best one of those is $42. Somebody spent $21,000 on one of these. The proof coins, and you can always tell the proof coins by the shine and how Susan B. comes off. And this is a deep cameo proof, so you can see it's actually a different kind of polish on here. This one came from broken packaging, so we're not too worried about touching it. But you can see that if you do touch it, it gets all this coloring on it. The proof coins have a couple different S's on them. We'll take a look at that one right there. There's a Type 1, and then there's a Type 2. The Type 1 deep cameo proof goes for as much as $42, so it's not a huge value one. And the Type 2 deep cameo proof goes for as much as $400. So these coins can be really valuable, but not so much for the proof coins. And then if we get to the back of this one, let's tip this back and forth a little bit and see how beautiful that eagle is coming down on the moon. Now, there is some fog and stuff from the packaging on here. Do not clean it. Never clean your coins. This fog on here, if you ever do want to clean a coin, take it to a dealer and see what the coin dealer says, but don't clean it yourself, because if you clean it and take off some of this polish, it's going to be virtually valueless. Maybe just $1 or $2, where in this shape right here, maybe worth $4 or $5 for this proof coin. All right, well, so there's our proof coin, which comes in 2 different types. There is our S circulating or business strike coin. There is our D Susan B. Anthony from the Denver Mint, and then there is the Philadelphia version of that Susan B., the lowest minted coin perhaps ever from the Philadelphia Mint. That's all we have today from DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you have in the comment section.